pretty cool, guys. Show you his belly. Show you his belly. What's up, Roscoe? That's your belly, man. Super awesome. Hey guys, Ralph with Mad Reptic back with another video. Every video up until this week has been pretty crazy. We've been taking out the big animals, showing you guys different egg cuttings, lots of different pairings. This week we're gonna take it a little bit slower. I'm gonna go through some of the babies that we've already hatched. I'll show you guys here in a second, but my baby rack is filling up pretty good, almost all the way up. We have 2 more clutches in the incubator. It looks like 3 because there's 3 tubs behind you guys, but it's actually 1 clutch that's split into 2 tubs because it was such a big clutch. And then 1 more. There are coolest clutches of the year. Lots of codom packed animals, some double recessives. I'm actually cutting those this weekend. That'll be in the video in 2 weeks for you guys. And that's gonna be the last egg cutting, at least for a couple months. We do have a couple girls up here that I'm pairing right now that hopefully I'll be getting some eggs from in the next couple months. And then more reptile shows coming up, so hopefully I pick up some cool animals there, sell some babies off, make some room. I got quite a bit of room in the adult rack, but the juvenile rack and baby rack are filling up. I'm gonna need a new rack next year for sure. So let me show you guys some of the animals. I'm kind of gonna show you guys the base genes, the base recessives, and then show you how each codom stacks on top of it. We don't have a ton of variety, as I only had, I think, 5 clutches up until this point. So we got lots to show you guys. I'll give you some up close, real cinematic, cool stuff. Not super cinematic, but at least it's good camera quality, and it'll be cool to look at some baby snakes like that. So I will take you guys over, give you a close-up look in just a second. Alrighty guys, now that we got the table set up here, before we get into any ball pythons, my guy Roscoe here is staring at me through the tank, so I kind of want to give you guys an up close of him because he is about to go in shed, so I might do like a little close up on him now, show you guys him looking all dirty and a little ratchet, and then when he sheds, I'll show you guys him all super bright and vibrant with his oranges. So if you guys don't know, Roscoe is a Gila monster, the only venomous lizard native to the United States, and one of only 2, well, debatably 2 venomous lizards in the world. The Mexican beaded lizard and the Gila monster are the only true venomous, but they're kind of changing classifications for monitor lizards. I know a lot of people nowadays are saying that Kodak, the black-throat monitor, African black-throat monitors are venomous as well. You guys have all heard Komodo dragons, the argument whether it's their saliva or if they have a venom. Regardless, these are truly venomous. If you get bit, it will be kind of rough. You won't die, but you'll want to be dead for the next 24 hours or something like that. It's crazy. But luckily, Roscoe here is super nice. As I said before, he was just sitting in his tank staring at me. He woke up and came up to the glass when he saw me filming, so I figured I'd pull him out for you guys. Let's get a close-up on him. Alrighty guys, this is Roscoe. Like I said, he's deep in shed, so he's looking all brown and kind of rough. But look how freaking cool he is. He's super docile. I actually got him as a rescue. I went to go pick up a snake and the guy was like, oh, I'm trying to get rid of this Gila. I was like, oh my goodness, how much would you want for him? I'd been wanting one for a while, just hadn't, you know, had a reason to pick him up. And he said, man, if you could take care of it, I'll give it to you. I believe it's a male. He was so skinny, skin and bones. You can see he's starting to put some weight on his tail. I'm super excited, but he is just a crazy little guy. His head's getting super fat. He's super nice. The only time you see him a little aggressive, if you wake him up from his nap, he sleeps in his water bowl all day, almost every day. I'm really surprised with how much I fell in love with this species. I would love to breed this species in the future. They're basically blue-tongued skinks that have big heads and claws, and that's about it, and look really cool. They move the same, they kind of wiggle around. I'd almost say they're even a little bit slower than blue-tongued skinks. But if you can see this part on his tail that's starting to shed already, he is super, this bright cream colored with that black when he sheds. It's super freaking awesome. So pretty cool, guys. Show you his belly. Show you his belly. What's up, Roscoe? That's your belly, man. Super awesome. So I thought I'd show you guys him real quick before I showed you some pet rocks, some ball pythons. But there is the Gila monster, Roscoe. Zoom back out. So we have here 3 snakes, Two of them are from the same clutch. One of them is from actually my first clutch cutting. If you guys remember the blue-eyed leucistic to the fire butter, the blue-eyed leucistic turned out to be a blue-eyed leucistic spider. So we got a awesome surprise baby here. I'll do a close-up in a second. We have the base gene, which is spider. I know you guys have been giving me a hard time about breeding spider. I have a couple in my collection. My collection is very small, guys. I personally believe that working with spider, it's a beautiful gene mixed with other genes when you're not just shooting to make base morph spiders is just fine. It's my opinion. I respect your opinion to not breed spiders. A lot of people don't like them. I think they're beautiful, and this is my first experience with working with them, and every baby that I have produced is 100% fine. I know they can develop a wobble with age, but we're gonna see what it goes. I'm never planning on breeding a ton of spider. Going forward, I'm selling a lot of my spider stuff. I really wanna have 1 or 2 females, so I have 1 or 2 clutches a year with some spider in it, but it does amazing stuff, guys, and it's a personal choice for me to breed spider. So that being said, let's take a look at this awesome progression of genes, and we even have a recessive stacked on top towards the end. So as you can see, this is our progression here. We've got 3 babies, 2 from the same clutch, 1 from our first clutch, so this one's definitely a lot bigger. But as you can see, we have got a base spider here. Really gorgeous, really dark. You can see, doesn't have much white flaming up the side. They will get that with age, but has that awesome spider web pattern. Come here, buddy, come here. He is. They are all little feisty spiders from what I've noticed from the clutches that I've had this year are great eaters. They're always the first out of the clutches that I've had to eat, and they're always the first ones to try to take your finger off. So this is the base gene spider here, and I will show you guys the next one. So our next spider we have here, so that is just our base spider, and this is our spider with fire stacked on top. You can tell how much brighter that is. Really cream colored all the way down to the belly, to that white belly. Super freaking cool. I was super stunned when I produced this animal. Came out of a blue-eyed leucistic pairing to a fire butter. So this got a surprise gene of spider and a copy of fire. So this little guy here freaking glows. I'm super, super excited with how this turned out. Even though it was a surprise, it was a very pleasant surprise, super cool. All right, calm down, guys, calm down. So as you can tell, this is the runt of the pack here, but this is probably the coolest genetic animal we have here. Calm down. And this one is a lot smaller, so it will continue to brighten up just like these other ones here. But this is a fire spider enchi hypo. So if you guys can see there, the pattern is super reduced, almost banded in some spots, and that's polymorphism. The enchi just really reduces that spider pattern down the back. Calm down, guys. You guys are going crazy over here. But as you can see, the sides there has just a little bit of that gray blue going down into that white, really just that layer of extra color. That fire with that glowing band going down, you can see compared to the normal spider here, it does have a little bit of that, but it is just so much more cream colored. Super awesome. And that enchi gives it that really cool head stamp. You guys can see those 2 little dots. Really pretty little baby. But yeah, that there is gonna be a gorgeous adult. Come back here. And this here, so, come here, don't bite me. So this here is mama, so this is the same thing. So this is a hypo enchi spider. Now this doesn't have a copy of the fire like this baby, so this baby will actually grow up to be much brighter than mom here. But you can just see how freaking awesome. In person, camera doesn't even do it justice, but it's got greens and blues, the hypo and that enchi and the spider just work magic together. This is almost one of my favorite animals in my collection just because it's freaking gorgeous. Come here, mama. You can see mama had 11 eggs for us this year, so this was my biggest clutch out of this girl. She doesn't even look that big right now, but she cranked him out. I almost got a little worried that she was egg bound. She went almost 30 days past her lay date, but now I know it's just because she was cooking a bunch of babies. So thought I'd give you that awesome contrast there. We got mom, the Enchi hypo spider. Come here, come here, calm down, calm down. And then we got the baby here, the fire Enchi hypo spider. For our next progression of animals, we've got something really cool. This is working into the clown project, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are excited to see. We also hit in this, I think these are all from the same clutch. So we also hit our very first double recessive animal, which is freaking gorgeous. We'll dive in close to see that in a second. But we also hit one of the simplest animals that we've hit all season. This is just a pastel ball python, 100% het clown, 100% het hypo, so it's got some power to it. But guys, I can just tell you, I know there's kind of a vendetta to get away from pastel, get it out of a lot of people's collections. It's changing a little bit now because it works so well with Desert Ghost, but only seeing it as an adult and then now hatching it out on my own, I can completely understand why in the early 90s people were so obsessed with it, why it was worth so much money. I mean, guys, compared to adults, which are super brown, I know they brown out, but babies right out of the egg, I almost thought it was a different gene. It was freaking wild. The oranges and just the contrast, the jumbled up pattern compared to normals, it blew my mind. And I know they do brown out as adults, but as babies, they're breathtaking. I'll dive in close and show you guys what I mean. Hopefully it shows up on camera because it's, wow, blew my mind. Take a look at this. I really hope you guys can see this on camera, but those oranges, and check out that pattern. Super crazy with that dotting and just super busy pattern. Really, really awesome. Pop your little head out, dude. This purple head is freaking awesome. And that's just a pastel. It is a double het, which has a little bit of influence, but guys, it is crazy what the power of just a base pastel is. That's why it's so awesome in the Desert Ghost, because it takes all that browning and fading away as an adult and just keeps it this beautiful orangey yellow jumbled up crazy pattern animal that it is right out of the egg. Now you take that and we stack it with clown. And this, guys, is really, really cool. This is such a cool interaction. I actually have never even seen a pastel, just base pastel clown before, and it was super, super exciting to see in the egg. I was like, what the heck is that? It was super bright, but look at that pattern, guys. I mean, what a cool interaction. That faded out head from the pastel, those like bluish eyes, so awesome. Super, super cool just to see all those together. And this is 100% hypo as well. And you guys probably guessed it based on the double recessive. This is the pastel hypo clown. So as it's getting older, so in the egg, I actually wasn't sure. I thought this was the pastel clown and this was the pastel hypo clown because of how much brighter this is than this. And I was like, it's gotta be this one because the pattern is so much more faded out, the head so much wider. But after the first shed, and after hatching out a couple more of these from a couple different pairings that didn't have hypo, we can definitely say that this is the pastel hypo clown. It's got the same faded out head, so we know it has the pastel in it, and then it has that, it looks darker, and I'm sure as it ages, it's even since the first shed, it's changed dramatically from looking just like a pastel clown. It looks just like this, just a little bit darker. You know, the pattern's a little bit more uniform, but I mean, in the egg, you guys, if you saw the video, they were almost the same looking, just a little bit darker in this one. And as it's aging, it's really coming into that hypo kind of blue frosted looking animal, especially in the head. I don't know how it shows up on film, but the head is definitely getting that purple hue from that hypo. So super awesome to hit this first double recessive. This is actually, I'm not even sure what this little guy is. So this is actually, so that's a boy. So he will definitely be available. I do have another stronger hypo clown in my collection, so he will be available. But yeah, guys, let's dive into the next progression. Continuing with the clown projects. Good job, guys. This is, ow! This is actually, whoa, little man. All right, so this guy is adequately named. You guys will see in a second. Calm down, little man. Feisty. So this was a surprise. This is actually from the same dad as the last couple animals I showed you guys. He actually fathered almost all of my clown stuff this year, but we proved him out to have an extra gene that surprisingly didn't pop up in that other clutch. So there is a chance that it's in the female on this pairing, but after looking at pictures and sending pictures to some of my friends in the industry that have been doing it longer, they kind of come to the conclusion, and I kind of following what they're saying, they think he's actually fire pastel clown het hypo, so a firefly clown and not just a pastel clown het hypo. It's hard to tell because the clown gene does brown out as it gets older, and it's kind of all variable. The pattern is very variable, as you'll see in this grouping of animals here. But why don't we dive down? We've got some pretty cool animals here to show you guys some more genes on top of clown. If you guys have seen this combo before, you can see why I said that he is adequately named. The one that was nipping at me earlier, it's actually a fire clown. We'll save that for second. We will start with this base, just a clown. Now he does have a pretty weird paradox. It's not a typical paradox that you guys see, you know, the blushing or the different color coming up the sides. It's actually a pattern paradox, you guys can see, which is pretty cool, with just one spot of blushing right here and almost like a spider web pattern down the sides, which is super cool. But we have just a normal clown here. Super pretty. This is a clown 50% het hypo. One up. Now this was a surprise in the egg. I was like, what the heck is going on? I actually thought that these two were the same in the egg, but once they hatched out, you can tell there is a huge difference. So this is a fire clown. Freaking awesome animal. Super feisty. As you can see, he wants to take a nip at the camera right now. But you can see it's got all this breaking in the pattern, which is super cool, almost all the way down. Got break there, and as you go to the tail, it's almost a break in the tail. Almost looks like a damn highway in the clown. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, super cool, super cream colored. You can see kind of that edging on the belly from the clown, but super awesome combination. And it was an awesome surprise to hatch that out. And this is a fire clown, 50% het hypo. And then the last of the three combined. So this is the all gene animal of this clutch. This is a firefly clown 50% het hypo. So this is super cool. You can see it's almost banana colored compared to that normal clown. You can just see the difference. Super awesome, and it's got just the craziest pattern, guys. Super, super crazy. I mean, almost doesn't even look like a clown. No head stamp because the fireflies, the pastel wipes it out almost all the way, as you saw in that previous grouping of animals. Just a couple dots on top of the head. Hey, both of you guys are going crazy. Can you guys not be so feisty? That fire takes care of those couple dots and just wipes it all the way out, so it's a fully white head. But this is just super awesome. I also am gonna pull out this pastel clown for you guys so you can just see the difference between the two. You can just, I mean, it's a huge night and day difference. Not only the color, but the jumbled up pattern. Super awesome. Then you can see the couple dots on the head there for the pastel clown, and then the white head there from the pastel fire clown. So super awesome. And the awesome thing about this clutch too is almost all the babies, let me find it here, right there, you can kind of see it. Almost all the babies had these faded paradoxing. This is actually the least paradoxed one out of all of them, but it's the most yellow, so I thought I'd bring it out to be most vibrant. but super, super awesome group of babies. Pretty neat stuff, huh? I know it's not super exciting to you guys, probably seeing all the pretty basic combos, but it's crazy to me. It's so freaking cool to hatch out my first combos, seeing all these genes that I've heard about for so long and have seen them in a bunch of different combos online, but hatching out just bits and pieces of the crazy projects that everyone else is working on. It's just mind-blowing to me, and I'm super excited to start putting together and mixing and matching and, you know, starting to be able to recognize, you know, the fire gene, for example, which can be pretty subtle in some of these crazy combos. Start being able to pick it out, pick out the pastel here, you know, start getting an eye for it. So it's super cool, and I think it's the right way to do it. You know, produce some of the basic combos going right off the bat. I do have some crazy stuff coming soon with, you know, that crazy rainbow male that I have going to a bunch of my girls, making a bunch of hets and crazy combos. So I will be getting into some crazy stuff, but we're working our way into it, diving head first. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing some of the projects that we've been producing this year. First year, Mad Reptic production, pretty exciting. We do have those 2 clutches that are gonna be next video for you guys, so you guys will be able to see me cutting those and hopefully get some really cool stuff. I'm gonna have a little bit harder time IDing those because there's gonna be some maybe possibly 5 gene codom combos in there, so I'm gonna do my best when it's in the egg, and I'll give you guys an update once everything sheds out. Everything's eating great. All of my animals have eaten, no assist feeding so far. Knock on wood. I just jinxed myself, so those next 3 clutches, or next 2 clutches, are probably not gonna eat, but I will keep you guys tuned. I'll cut those eggs for you guys coming up, and go like and subscribe.